Freedom of the press is the right to freely publish and disseminate information and opinions through various media outlets without government censorship or control. It's a cornerstone of democracy, allowing for public scrutiny of government and powerful institutions. This freedom is often protected by constitutional guarantees such as the First Amendment in the United States. In essence, journalism is about telling stories, presenting information in an engaging and understandable way, seeking truth, investigating facts, and presenting them accurately, informing the public, helping citizens understand the world around them, and holding power accountable, holding individuals and institutions responsible for their actions. Once again, you guys know my stance on social media and YouTube, as they're two different things. Social media is completely separate from YouTube. And even here, it says the digital age has transformed journalism with the rise of online news websites, and then social media, and then citizen journalism, all being separate things, right? Because they are all separate things. What mainstream news media or TV journalism has become is a fucking joke, right? It does not resemble anything about a journalist or journalistic fortitude, and it doesn't resemble anything about news. What it is a way to inform the public of the police's bad actions and give the police an excuse, or give them an alibi, or give them a way out, basically, is what it's become. It's a fucking joke. You guys are all fucking jokes. It's been really hard for me to get this story across about the news journalism and TV news journalists being fucking jokes, right? Because it's hard to get all the things that you need to prove to somebody that something is happening. But with the whole James Freeman thing, I feel like we can do this now, because now we have beginning to end some really bad coverage, and then also too, the whole police fucking lying thing and everything. It's got everything for me to tell the story properly, right? So to start out, I'm going to show you what to me, how news journalism is, and it's going to be pretty funny, right? Because this is as close to what mainstream media calls a case, or calls a news program. This is as close as you can get without actually just showing you a news program.
World's strongest men really break out of handcuffs, starting with level 1, plastic zip ties. Whoa, you almost hit me with that. That was so easy for you, what the heck? Next, we got these pink fluffy handcuffs. I know they look harmless, but don't underestimate them. All right, let's roll. Oh my gosh, that was so easy. You snapped that like a twig. Before we go on this next one, it's gonna get very difficult. You sure you can handle this?
I'll do my best.
Okay, for level 3, you're gonna try to break out of police-grade handcuffs.
Let's do it.
To put things into perspective, police-grade handcuffs can withstand 500 pounds of force, while the average person can only exert 50 to 80 pounds of force. But can the world's strongest man break out of them? Let's find out. Pressure's on. He's doing some sort of maneuver, so he's getting in the position so that he can exert the right force to break these. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it. So it looks like he's trying to get a point where he can apply pressure. Here we go. Oh, that's insane. That's a clean break. Wow, that's insane. Can one of the world's...
So starting with one of the world's strongest men, it's got something that immediately right there off the rip is interesting, right? They got the other one is the guy is dressed up, the host or whatever is dressed up and is kind of comical and just kind of silly looking and just, too much makeup and whatever, right? And then they have something that they show you, or like, the handcuffs to give you like the wow factor. And then they give you some facts or some statistics or whatever. And then the person, the host, the one that's dressed up, has some goofy reaction and says some goofy catchphrases, and then it's it. You know what I mean? But see, just because they gave some facts and said some things and you saw some things, right, doesn't mean that they can or should leave it at that, right? Because when we finished watching this, we're going to watch it one more time. But at the end of it, it leads you to believe that a big, strong man broke out of police handcuffs because he's a big, strong man, right? But that's not the case at all. But again, that they leave you thinking that, right, by telling you that's one of the world's strongest men, that he's getting it into a position where he can maneuver it, and that the pounds per square inch of a police handcuffs are this many, and that people can only exert this amount, right? It leads you to believe that he broke out of there because he was strong. Well, we'll watch it again.
Break out of the world's strongest men really break out of handcuffs, starting with level 1, plastic zip ties. Whoa, you almost hit me with that. That was so easy for you, what the heck? Next, we got these pink fluffy handcuffs. I know they look harmless, but don't underestimate them. All right, Let's roll. Oh my gosh, that was so easy. You snapped that like a twig. Before we go on this next one, it's gonna get very difficult. You sure you can handle this?
I'll do my best.
Okay, for level 3, you're gonna try to break out of police-grade handcuffs.
Let's do it.
To put things into perspective, police-grade handcuffs can withstand 500 pounds of force, while the average person can only exert 50 to 80 pounds of force. But can the world's strongest man break out of them? Let's find out. Pressure's on. He's doing some sort of maneuver, so he's getting in the position so that he can exert the right force to break these. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it. So it looks like he's trying to get a point where he can apply pressure. Here we go. Oh! That's insane! That's like clean break. Wow!
Right? See, it leads you to believe that he broke them because he was strong. But again, this is what journalism is not supposed to do. They're not supposed to give you all the information or enough information to lead you to think a certain way. You know what I mean? Because, okay, look, for example, has nothing to do with strength, what he just did. Now, watch this part right here.
Oh, that's
See, this part right here, the fact that they showed this, it means that they're not really trying to hide it from you, but this is the answer to why he was able to do it. But again, they led you to believe that it's because he's a big, strong man. Well, anyways, here is footage of a guy doing this in lockup in front of a CO, and then the CO brings him into the interrogation room to have him show his boss, proving that there is no relation to being strong at all to do this. You know what I mean?
Okay. Show me how you did it.
You just have to kind of rub them together.
Okay.
Like this. And
Do you just break it?
no, that doesn't work. The guy who showed me this, I was just young. He showed me you can rub it against something.
Watch this. So he didn't try even to get my keys here. He didn't even try for my keys. He just broke the handcuffs completely.
So if you rub the chain the guy taught me when I was a kid, then you can move them like this.
Okay.
And eventually they'll start to kind of bind up. See how it kind of ties itself into
So
a knot?
break it. Show them.
Yeah, it takes a second.
Show us how you did it.
It takes him a minute, but I'm going to fast forward it to where he breaks them.
It would be a lot easier to not break the law. Wow. There it is. Look at that.
And I understand that the program or thing that I showed you in the beginning isn't a mainstream media news story, but if it was, they would have just left it at that and not shown you this part of it, right? And showing you that 120-pound crackhead can have the same outcome as the world's strongest man because it has nothing to do with that. In fact, I can go even a step further and say that the reason he was rubbing it on the table was because, well, the guy who taught him, the guy taught me, said you could rub it like this, and I can even tell you why. It's to create a flat spot in the metal, so whenever he's doing that twisty thing, that it's easier for the metal to find a place to bind and stop, and give you it gives you more chances at having that friction stop. So you can, start to apply pressure, right? It just gives you more chances at that. It creates a flat spot in the metal because if the metal is perfectly rounded and perfectly polished, it's always going to keep slipping off of itself and doing circles and stuff. You know what I mean? Anyhow, that's not the point either. Now, I'm going to do the example about what I'm talking about the James Freeman thing, right? Because we have everything from beginning to, well, right now. But there's just one thing I want to point out, which is if you've ever been arrested, it is awkward to have your arms behind your back and go limp and not resist a little bit. A natural reaction is to kind of pull your arms. If somebody's talking to you, your natural reaction is to turn around and look at them when they talk to you. And then on top of that, your arms behind your back, it's kind of natural for you to turn with wherever, you know what I mean? It's unnatural to be arrested. Now, it takes a while. If you get arrested a lot, it takes a while to trick your brain into letting yourself go like limp, you know what I mean? To not resisting. Just want to say these guys in Tucson have been arrested so many times that their natural reaction is to throw their phone to somebody else that's with them to save all their footage and make sure they don't get their phone stolen, because these cops, every time they arrest them, the first thing they do is go for their phone, or aka video camera, right? But I just think it's crazy that their natural reaction when they're getting arrested is to throw their fucking video camera to their homie. So there's a long-time police tactic known as get out of the car. And what they do is they hold the car door, tell you to get out of the car, and then stand in front of the car door when you get out so they can say, anyway, here.
Get out or I'm going to rip you out of the car.
Isn't he also standing in front of the door, not allowing the driver to get out of the car while he's ordering him out of the car?
Go ahead and step out of the car.
You don't have a right to open.
Go ahead and step out of the car.
This is private property.
Go ahead and step out.
Do not touch me.
Get out of the car.
And they do this for a few reasons. First is because your natural reaction is going to be not to get out of the car because they're standing there right in front of you. So it's going to look like you're resisting what they're saying. Like, get out of the car. And you're like, dude, move. You know what I mean? So it's going to look like you're not doing what they're saying. Two, if you do get up quickly, then they can just grab you and say they were afraid and then arrest you. And now if you retreat back into your car, they're going to say that you're reaching for a gun, and they're just going to grab you and rip you out of the car. So two ways out of this. You're getting ripped, literally physically ripped out of the car, and then the other way, you're going to get up and stand up right in somebody's face and probably just get arrested anyway. So it's an impossible situation that they put you in by telling you to get out of the car. You have to obey, and holding the car door and standing in front of that car door, giving you no options. So it's a police tactic. They use this, and it's to trap you into getting arrested.
I'm Richard Blumenthal.
This guy is a huge scumbag, but that's not the point. I'm just using this as an example.
Senator from Connecticut, and I have something to say. Donald Trump is throwing himself a military parade.
Okay, so he said two things. Well, three, really, but he's a senator from Connecticut, and that Donald Trump is throwing himself a military parade. Now, if I was going to present this information to somebody else, right, like if I was going to tell you, for example, hey, I ran into this guy. He said he was the senator for Connecticut. He also said Donald Trump is having himself a military parade. See how I said that? Like, that is an unbiased way of just repeating what I heard to somebody, right? So I just told you exactly what I heard, exactly what you heard. You heard me say it the way I would say it, right? Okay, now if I change the terminology and say, hey, you, whoever's listening, yeah, I just met this guy, and he claims to be a senator from Connecticut. He also claims that Donald Trump is having himself a military party. Doesn't that sound different, right? Doesn't it sound like I'm completely doubting what he's saying instead of just saying he says? Oh, yeah, no, I met this guy, and he confirmed he was a senator from Connecticut. He also confirmed that Donald Trump is having himself a military party. So you see how the first one where I said he says just kind of sounds like I'm repeating unbiased information and just repeating you information. The second one where I said claims sounded like I was saying that he was lying. And then the third one sounds like I'm saying that he is telling the truth when really he's confirming his own truth. But I mean, again, it's to make it sound like I'm saying that he's telling the truth. Anyhow, we're going to watch the little news thing about James Freeman real quick. The one that came out before the video. All right, first I need to tell you the actual story. All right, here's the actual story. It actually has nothing to do with James Freeman. James Freeman showed up there to give or to help out with some audio equipment for a pastor that was giving a deposition because he is suing the police department that broke into his house and fucking smashed his wife's face against the inside of their own door when they were attempting to battering ram it in, right? So that happened in 2023. The pastor, he's a priest, right, is now suing these cops, and it's 2 years later, it's deposition time, and the lawyer for the cops made the deposition location be at the Cerrito Police Department. The cops that he's suing made the deposition location be exactly in the building of the cops that he's suing in the first place, and James Freeman shows up there with some audio equipment to help record or to help make sure there's a good recording of the deposition. And that is actually 100% in truth, in fact, what the actual story is. Now we can watch the news program with this in mind.
A popular YouTuber claiming that the Sahuarita police chief assaulted him. He is using his YouTube page to share his story and demand accountability. News 4 Tucson's Megan Spector joins us now live from the newsroom with the details. Good evening, Megan.
Eric, James Freeman has been going on live on his YouTube and posting videos to his page.
Do you hear that lady? She thinks she's an actual news reporter. Here's how she kind of laughed off posting videos to his page. This bitch is stupid. Let's hear that again.
Live on his YouTube and posting videos to his page saying the police chief attacked him, yet Freeman was arrested on suspicion of assault. As soon as we
got... It's misleading. She literally said that the police falsely arrested him. She literally told us the police made a false arrest because he was arrested on suspicion of assault. But what the hell? So he was arrested for nothing because suspicion of assault is nothing. You can't arrest somebody on suspicion. You just can't do it. She literally just said that the cops broke the law. But again, nobody heard that because it's the news, you know? Look, here's exactly what she did just now with, I'm going to use her words. This chick, Megan Spector, she is a legit news reporter. I mean, at least that's what she claims to be. Yet, we never hear her telling the truth.
Arrested on suspicion of assault. As soon as we got word of this, we emailed the Sahuarita Police Department. We called multiple contacts within the department and even went to the station to figure out what happened. James Freeman says he showed up at the Sahuarita Police Department Thursday in what he says was an attempt to help a local pastor, Steve Aiken, who's suing the town and 4 Sahuarita police officers. Freeman claims that he came to Sahuarita to help the Aikens with recording devices for their upcoming depositions that were set for this week at the department. Aiken and his wife don't currently have an attorney. Freeman claims that when he showed up at yesterday's deposition, the Sahuarita Police Chief, John Nolan, attacked him.
The Chief of Police, John Nolan, immediately never said you're detained, never said you're under arrest, never said get out, never said a word. Grabbed me by the neck, swung me around, and threw me down on the tile. I was released yesterday after being detained for 6 hours. They called in an outside agency.
Digging through federal court records, News 4 Tucson confirmed that Steve Aiken filed the lawsuit back in April of 2024 after police showed up at his house for a welfare check in 2023. The check followed a 911 call claiming a loud dispute at the Aikens' home. Aiken makes various claims in the lawsuit against the department, including false arrest and illegal entry and search of his home. The Aikens had depositions set this week in the case, and that's why Freeman says he came to the station. Freeman's YouTube page boasts of his efforts confronting law enforcement in a variety of different places and situations nationwide. And Eric, just 15 minutes ago, we received this release from the Sahuarita town manager. In part, it confirms the arrest of James Freeman after police say that Freeman and his camera crew demanded entry into the secured room and physically prevented the door from being closed. They say the Chief Nolan initially restrained Freeman and was assisted by 2 other uniformed officers to place him under arrest. Sahuarita Police Department referred to the review of the arrest and any charges decisions to the Marana Police Department. That investigation is ongoing. In addition, an independent agency will also do a professional standards investigation to review the actions of law enforcement officers and the police chief involved in the incident.
All right, Megan, thank you very much for that. And minutes ago, the Sahuarita town manager released a statement on the alleged assault saying, quote, "I have tremendous confidence in the Sahuarita Police Department and the men and women who work hard every day to keep this community safe." He goes on to say incidents like these are never easy, and we appreciate the support of the external investigating agencies as they each conduct independent and objective reviews. We cannot.
I can't believe these people and their nerve, bro. They said they have the support of the other investigating external agencies, right? That by definition is a biased investigation, because if you have the support of the external agencies that are supposed to be doing this investigation, then you're on their side. If you support somebody, you're on their side. If you're in support of a certain agency and they do the investigation, they're biased. It needs to be somebody who's not in support of the agency they're investigating, dude. Now remember, here's all the stuff that they said, the police said already, right? That I've had written here since we saw them say it or heard them say it. Or we heard the news program say that they said it. Now, the next day after they get the footage, here's the news program that comes out after they see what happened.
News for Tucson, Jacob Owens is in Sahuarita, where the department has yet to comment on this. What
the fuck did you just say? Yet to comment? On this. Are you fucking serious? The only things that we know are the department's comments that James Freeman was attempting to gain access to a room, keeping a door from being closed, that he was arrested on every single thing other than I was choked and thrown to the ground. Everything other than that was what police say. And now he's saying the department has yet to comment. This is absolute fucking ridiculous, dude.
Situation. Jacob, what else have you found out about this situation?
Sean, we're getting new video tonight. related to James Freeman, his actual name James Springer, his interaction with Sahuarita Police Chief John Nolan. The 41-year-old YouTuber says the chief of police here in Sahuarita assaulted him last week.
Yeah, here's my name and date of birth, and the dude's a liar. Go ahead, check his shit. Is basically what this kid just said. Oh, yeah, and also, too, we have evidence of the full interaction. We could actually give you a really, really in-depth review of this and diagnosis, but instead we're just going to show you a clip that makes you kind of angry.
Let's show you part of that new clip.
Where do you want to?
For what? Step out of the way. Chief, no. Chief, what the hell are you doing? Are you kidding me? Chief, take it. Are you kidding me? I'm not holding anybody. I'm not holding anybody. This is your fault. I'm not holding anybody. This is your fault, counselor.
In the video, you can see two officers help Nolan restrain Freeman. Freeman says he was there helping a local pastor record his deposition against the town of Sahuarita and police officers. Freeman's YouTube channel features confrontations with police. In
the original one, before the video came out, they said that Chief Nolan claimed he needed two officers to help him restrain Freeman. Then they showed video when it came out of two officers helping to restrain Freeman. Then they said Freeman was there for Pastor Steve Aiken to help him out with the deposition, and then went to his YouTube page about police activity. What the fuck? Why didn't they go to explaining why, or show some footage of why James Freeman was there? That would have been the journalistic thing to do. That's what they teach you in journalism, to be fair on both sides. Why did they give you proof of what the chief said and then tell you what James said and not give you proof of any of it? Because literally, that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to show you that what James said is absolutely true and that the police are pieces of shits. I'm going to let this run out first and then I'll show you.
Is under review by the Marana Police Department. I reached out to them and a sergeant tells me this evening that they have no further comment or update at this time. An independent agency is investigating this incident as well. News 4 Tucson this morning reached out to the town of Sahuarita as well as the police department via email. We did not hear back. When I got here in Sahuarita, I went into the police department behind me, gave them another chance to give us a statement, any sort of reaction to this new video. And as of 15 minutes ago, we have not received such.
I've been falling for the bullshit too with these news companies, right? Whenever they say that they reached out to the cops and reached out to the city and then they get no response back, and your response when you hear that normally is like, oh, typical fucking government, you know what I mean, blah, blah, blah. But it's also another reason so they don't have to do jack shit. Because in this case, there's no reason to reach out to the city and the police department because obviously there's video of the city and the police department being the ones that are the criminals, you know what I mean? So reaching out to them would be pointless anyways. And now that I realize this, most of the case, and most of the times this is the case. Now, in this case, specifically, luckily, we have way more stuff and way more people to reach out to. For example, what they said that James Freeman was there for, he absolutely was there for. That was for a deposition, and what happened, I think, was the police trying to get out of that deposition, because 20 minutes after that, depositions started to begin, and oh man, the beginning of it's telling. But here's Steve Aiken. Here's the guy that Freeman was helping and is helping. The reason why this is so ridiculously, jokingly stupid in the first place is because the police and all their investigative talent and duties and training and whatever, literally all they had to do was say, hey, Steve, is this guy James here for you or what? And he would have been like, yeah, he's here for my, for audio equipment. And they'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And then let him go, right? But no, before the police even got there, the lawyer, the center of all this is the lawyer who set up these depositions, the one who purposely set up the depositions in the Sahuarita Police Department for a guy who's suing the Sahuarita police, right? That's the guy that's actually standing in the doorway that James Freeman is holding the door open for him so it doesn't hit him in the face, you know what I mean? Because he's standing right there where the door would hit him in the face. That guy is the problem. He doesn't want to do these depositions. And so instead of saying, who are you, James? Oh, you're here for the whatever, which I'm sure he probably asked him and whatever. But instead of him calling the police, or instead of him just allowing it to happen, he called the police. And then instead of informing the police of who James is and why he's there, they didn't tell the police anything. And then after the police chief realized who James Freeman was and attacked him, instead of going and asking, if that's why they were there, he just did literally nobody wants to find out if James is there for a legit reason. And all you have to do, in both situations, the lawyer and the police, all they had to do was ask Pastor Steve if James Freeman was his boy. Literally, that's all it would have took on scene, on point, on location to do that. And then afterwards, all this thing where they're saying, "Oh, we called the police and there's been no answer back yet, so we don't know, no new news." Dude, literally all they have to do is just ask Pastor Steve. I found Pastor Steve's fucking YouTube page. Pastor Steve is the shit. He explains all this. He explains literally everything. Here we go.
Here, I just had to jump on real quick. It's Wednesday, June 18th. I'm so excited. So many testimonies at our church. Our church, if you looked at it from the outside, it'd be like nothing, but little is much when God is in it. So 3 confirmed healings. I just got my 3rd one today. One of our elders had her knee healed, and it's an exciting time to be alive in Christ. That's the good news. The bad news is Satan is in overdrive around the globe, around the state, around the county, and around our church. But be of good cheer. Jesus has overcome.
Now, here's what Pastor Steve had to say about James Freeman. On August 7th, he showed up at my wife's deposition at the Cerrito Police Station. Mr. Freeman was there to help us get up our cameras in the plaintiff's case, and the attorney for Cerrito Police Department and whoever, Mr. Jellison, discussed the various needs of my wife and 100% covered by the ADA. Mr. Jellison assured us there would be no problems. When we came back from lunch, I found Mr. Jellison blocking the door to the deposition room. So the room that they were trying to gain access to was the deposition room that they were supposed to be in to take the depositions that James Freeman needed access to get his camera equipment in there to record, right? Now, here's what happens. This is from Steve Aiken's camera. He had a body cam on, apparently, I don't know, maybe a phone, I don't know, I can't really tell, but this is his footage.
You feel like a big guy?
But first, Steve says, Mr. Jellison spoke words of ADA accommodations in the morning until James Freeman showed up. Jellison then took charge of the situation himself. He never conferred with me or James Freeman because I am not an attorney. Thank you, Jesus. He had done so. I could have resolved the entire incident. Instead, Jellison called the guys with guns. Chief Nolan then jumped James Freeman and assaulted him. This is behind-the-scenes footage of the intimidation of the PD trying on us. So this is what he's about to show us is what happened after James Freeman got viciously attacked, right? When they went into the deposition room. And it is very revealing, let me tell you.
What the hell are you doing?
Pastor Steve goes on to say, Mr. Jellison spoke... Oh, wait, this is what I already told you. Never mind. Here's them going into the secure room or whatever. You know what I mean? The one he was blocking the door for or whatever.
Where do you want to go?
My bad. This is the takedown from another angle. But, you know, there's something I noticed about this angle of the attack.
Chief, what the hell are you doing?
Two of my observations. Number one, just like every time one of these cameramen gets attacked, the first thing the cop does is go for the camera. And if you notice, he had his hand on his elbow and it slid all the way to his camera. And James Freeman, just like his buddy Mark Brown, whenever they got attacked, found a way to throw their camera to their to their friend or whatever. No different here. James Freeman eventually gets the camera thrown, and then somebody comes and picks it up for him. But what the other observation? Look at James Freeman's legs wrapped around this guy's leg. I don't know if you guys have taken any jiu-jitsu classes or paid attention to any UFC fights, but James Freeman, if he were to have fought back, was not in a bad position to turn this guy over and get him in a fucking rear naked chokehold, dude. Like, he actually had some pretty good ground control. He was sitting up, he had his leg wrapped, and yeah, dude, I'm just saying, man, if it would have gone, if it would have, the bell would have been sounded, Bruce Buffer's voice would have came out and said, let's get ready to rumble. I don't think James Freeman would have been in a bad spot to fuck this dude up. But James Freeman is non-violent, so we're not even going to go there.
Chief, take that. Chief, are you kidding me? I'm not letting any.
And now here we go. Finally in the room that's secure, whatever. And this tells you exactly why they did this to Freeman. They didn't want him there.
Recording for your safety. Thank you so much.
can already tell you right now that the recording of this is going to be shitty. They're using unidirectional mics that are masking taped to the table, which is the last thing you want to do. A unidirectional mic that needs phantom power or whatever needs to be suspended, right? Anything that touches it, it's basically a contact mic. Anything that touches that table is going to make a loud fucking noise.
Got it?
Yeah. No, I got it. It's got wheels, but you'll be okay.
I'll be good.
I got you blocked.
I'm too stressed.
No, I know. All right. Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do this.
Well, let's talk first. Do you guys want to continue?
I want to go on record.
First thing the shitbag says is, do you want to continue? And then Steve says, I want to go on record. I mean, they've been itching to do this, you know what I mean? And all the cops, and then right now, I guess I should shut up, but that lady cop is in there. She has no business being in there, you know what I mean? And he brings it up.
I mean, do you want to continue with the deposition, is my question. And we can go on the record for that. But
We absolutely will continue. Why wouldn't we? We're here. We've been here since 2:25.
Okay.
And then we all know what's coming next. The same thing cops do to everybody that's following the law. They fucking bait them, fucking gaslight them, tell them they're being aggressive, that they're acting, a little bit combative. It's the same thing cops do, and then they try to get them that way.
Why is she here?
On record for that. But
We absolutely will continue. Why wouldn't we? We're here. We've been here since 2:25.
okay.
Why is she here? Why is she here?
Well, I don't know what's
Well, Counselor, I already went on the record in saying that your choice of this location, when this litigation involves the Sarita Police Department, was at best not recommended.
Okay, you know what we're going to do today? We're not going to go back on the record. I'm going to recess this deposition because I believe I need to take this issue to the judge.
Very good.
Okay?
Yes, sir. I agree.
Now,
I'd like to be on that call if you don't mind.
sir, I have told you as before, as it always will be, I will never be on the phone ex parte with the judge without you present unless the judge orders it. And I've never seen a judge order it with defense counsel. So of course you'll be on the record.
Good.
How about your deposition tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
I'll be by myself, obviously. You've denied my cameraman. You've denied my ADA assistant. You've denied my admin. What, you want to just put a piece of tape over my mouth tomorrow morning? Film that? Let's go. Let's get this over with. I am eager to get this over with. You are you're more trouble than you're worth, sir. This is all you.
What is that?
You caused all of this, and I'm going to tell the investigators the exact truth, and it's all on film. Thank you, Jesus. You caused that, sir. You caused it.
I'd rather get done.
Yeah, we both want to get done.
I'd rather
So,
get done.
again, can we please go on the record?
Yeah, again.
I want the judge to hear.
Okay. I'm not comfortable with your aggressive tone toward me.
Okay.
Just as I wasn't comfortable with
All
the
right,
aggressive
sure.
tone. But
Truth
this
hurts.
is about a deposition
That's
on
right.
a case.
That's right, it is.
Okay.
And I like to get it done, please. I'm serious, I'd like to get it done.
Her health isn't going to hold out. She's already having problems.
I want to get it done, please.
Okay.
There's my life.
Officer, I want to show you this. This is my wife's Arizona driver's license, and you see the medical indication there?
I do.
Okay, that's a legal document, is it not? She's required to have me by her side according to the state of Arizona. I just want to make that clear.
Again, sir, you never disclosed that.
ADA is broad, and you know it. I don't have to define it for you. It's the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. Refresh yourself.
Again, you're being overly aggressive.
Am I?
And we discussed the ADA issue on the record. Aggressive.
Am I?
And we discussed the ADA issue on the record. And we discussed the ADA issue on the record.
And so you see, there's the whole story, dude. It's the fucking lawyer, right? And, you know, it was smart what he did there, showing his driver's license, mentioning the ADA, and then getting a witness to it by showing the cop the driver's license and saying, you see, that's a legal document, right? Because later, whenever they go after his state bar license, they're going to be able to say he ignored a legal document, you know, when it was presented to him. So, yeah, anyway. I know it's hard to follow my videos sometimes, but in conclusion, this is why the news is garbage. These are garbage people.
Any new video tonight of a YouTuber who says he was attacked by Sahuarita's police
Once
chief.
again, it's only James Freeman says it, or a YouTuber who says that he was attacked by the police chief, right? The way she says it. Now remember just not even 30 seconds ago, whenever we heard this, right? Screen recorded my phone, so it looks funny, but you'll see.
After police say that Freeman and his camera crew demanded entry into the secured room and physically prevented the door from being closed, they say the Chief Nolan initially restrained Freeman and was assisted by 2 other uniformed officers to place him under arrest. Sahuarita Police Department referred to the review and of the arrest and any charges decisions to the Marana Police Department. That investigation is ongoing.
The police said all that. And again, this is before the video came out. The police said all that shit.
Who says he was attacked by Sahuarita's police chief.
News for Tucson, Jacob Owens is in Sahuarita, where the department has yet to comment on this.
Are you fucking serious? So, the journalistic fortitude is to outright lie to the people that they're reporting to, okay? That's one reason they're garbage.
Situation. Jacob, what else have you found out about this situation?
Sean, we're getting new video tonight related to James Freeman, his actual name James Springer, his interaction with Sahuarita Police Chief John Nolan. The 41-year-old YouTuber says the chief of police here in Sahuarita assaulted him last week.
Yeah, here's my name and date of birth, and the dude's a liar. Go ahead, check his shit. Is basically what this kid just said. Oh, yeah, and also, too, we have evidence of the full interaction. We could actually give you a really, really in-depth review of this and diagnosis, but instead we're just going to show you a clip that makes you kind of angry.
Let's show you part of that new clip.
Where do you want it? For what? Step out of the way. Chief, no. Chief, what the hell are you doing? Are you kidding me? Chief, are you kidding me?
I'm not holding anybody.
This is your fault.
I'm not holding anybody.
This is your fault, counselor.
In the video, you can see 2 officers help Nolan restrain Freeman. Freeman says he was there helping a local pastor record his deposition against the town of Sahuarita and police officers. Freeman.
Okay, so again, they're still saying this. James says he was there to do this and that, when they actually have the confirming information that he's telling the truth. They're not. They're pretending like they don't know it exists, right? That's another reason they're garbage. Here's another reason that they're garbage is because they just confirmed that the police chief was telling the truth when he said that it took 2 people to restrain him, and then they showed the video of 2 people restraining him. Now they say James Freeman is saying that he was there for Steve Aiken, right? So the next thing logically they should do is show video of Steve Aiken saying, yeah, Freeman's my boy, that's why he came here, you know? Instead, they bring up his YouTube account.
Is under review by the Marana Police Department. I reached out to them and a sergeant tells me this evening that they have no further comment or update at this time. An independent agency is investigating this incident as well. News 4 Tucson this morning reached out to the town of Sahuarita as well as the police department via email. We did not hear back. When I got here in Sahuarita, I went into the police department behind me, gave them another chance to give us a statement, any sort of reaction to this new video, and as of 15 minutes ago, we have not received such.
And here is the 100% absolute final reason that everybody that works for this news station is garbage, is because everything that kid just said was, we just went to the cops again and asked for something, for them to say something to us, you know what I mean? But literally, the clip that they just got, the whole reason this newscast even came out is because they had new footage of James Freeman, right? Well, that same day, the information that I just showed you, the interview with Jellison and everything I just showed you was all available that same day. all they had to do was do the exact same thing they did. Like they went on Lackluster's channel and just screen recorded it and put it on the news, right? That's all they had to do with what I just gave you, with Steve Aiken and everything, Pastor Steve, all that. The interview, that was all available yesterday, or 2 days ago, on the 12th. This newscast came out on the 13th. That was available for 24 hours for them to have an answer to everything. Instead, it's what this kid said. Oh, we called the cops. They have nothing else to say. It's garbage. They're fucking garbage. As we see here, newscast came out August 13th. All the other stuff, August 12th. News for Tucson. Now, fuck Tucson and their stupid ass news. Anyways, sorry, Pastor Steve. Sorry about my French, I guess you could say, but God bless you and your wife, dude. Fuck the cops. I mean, I know you used to be one, but we all make mistakes, and it seems like you're making up for it, you know, being a man of the God and whatnot. So, anyway, God bless y'all. Now I'm going to offer my opinions, because everything I just said was facts, but here's my opinion. There's no reason, like when a lawyer, not even a high power, just a lawyer who graduated law school, whenever he does something so stupid that it defies logic, you know what I mean? Not just the law, but logic, you know what I mean? There has to be a reason he's doing that. Just like, for example, a professional news agency ignoring the actual news, you know what I mean? And sticking with, oh, I don't know, we called the cops and they didn't say anything, when literally the answer is right in front of their face. There has to be a reason they're doing this, right? And guess what? I mean, this is just my opinion, but I think it's for clicks and views, because these motherfuckers can't get anybody to watch their shit, and as soon as they put the name Freeman on there, they got thousands of views. Check this out. Look at their track record, and they try, too. They use really, really big titles, like, I don't know, like Bleeding Baby Falls in a Volcano, you know, like shit like that. Look at this. Okay, it's about weather, very boring. 4 years ago, they couldn't crack 1,000. All right, fine. South Tucson, residents concerned over increased violence. 2 whole years, and they can't even crack 500 people. Okay, not even 200, but it's about weather. That's not even very, that's not incredible. This one, they even called it the Freeman fire, and there's even footage of an actual fire blazing, and they can't even get 400 people to watch it. That was a year ago. Again, they show big machinery and a nice dusty shot and a Freeman fire, and they can't even get 200 people to watch that. And the whole year, they couldn't even get 200 people to watch it. It takes one of the most scary, fearing acts of Mother Nature to crack 1,000 views for them. A tornado actually touching down, they got 1,000 views a year ago. Well, in the whole year. Place with a young population like this, dude, an anti-party technology should get all kinds of views. They didn't even get 218 views. Dude, people really don't give a fuck about fire. This one got 51 views, dude. Whoa, okay, my God. And so I'm about to finish up and prove my point, but just one more. Barely over 500 views a whole year ago. Now, here's my point. They have the information available to finish their news story and say that James was telling the truth. He was there for Pastor Aiken, and that the lawyer is the one that's, delaying all this and making all the stupid moves and blah, blah, blah. And they didn't do anything to say that. Now, it leaves them open for more newscasts about this, so they can either tell more lies or actually give us the story a little bit later after they, make more news stories out of it or whatever. But here's what I'm trying to say. Is, of course, they want to keep doing that, because look, their views have been struggling and are, as far as news is concerned, or even just YouTube in general, is garbage, right? 6 days this story has been alive about James Freeman. 6 days, right? 74,000 views in 6 days. Y'all are garbage. But news, more like losers. Fucking losers.